There, this is a basic introduction of C++. So first we're going to make a comment just to give an idea of what I'm doing. So C++, libraries, give greater flexibility is the word we could use. What I mean by that is include, you can add pre-built libraries, or we can add our own pages we've done. So all you got to do is put include and then the name of what you're doing. So this is pretty much a Visual Studio thing, so if you're using a different compiler and all that, you won't have to worry about this. It's just something that it is needed and needs to be the top for Visual Studio. So if you're using Visual Studio, that is something you have to remember. Next one is the in-out stream. So in out stream, this is for your basically as the in-outs, like your C-outs and stuff like that. The next one is your theme string. So this is just nothing I'm going to be using, just for example. And another one is strings. Strings is what holds your characters. Actually no, that's slightly one way to put it. It holds your sentences and stuff. Because characters, there's another thing you have to use for that, and that's related to earlier C as well. So string, and so that's done. And it is a thing where it's quite controversial, but I use it anyway. I don't use it anyway, but it's a good thing to know. It's called Namespace Std. This is basically your standard library. See, I don't like using this very often because I'm going to show you another way of doing it, but I'm going to have it here just so you know. So here's another comment for main function is where program execution begins. So yeah, as the comment says. I should also show you. This is how you can do multi-line comments. You just do that, and that's a multi-line comment. So yeah, int main, because that's how C++ it does it, how it does its functions. Most of the things it does it in its own personalized data structure: int, float, boolean. So yeah, we put this. No, not that. We put these ones and then these ones. So if I get it right. So yeah, that's your first basic structure of the main function, where, as put, main function is where the program execution begins. So again, now back to this using namespace, standard library. This is the way I usually prefer to do it. Because what I'm going to show you now is just a quick little program. So now that's highlighted, realized from the library. I've imported that as a string, and that's what it should be using. And this is the style of the library to call that. As you can see, it's highlighted. And this is how you end most of your stuff in C++ with a semicolon. So I'm going to put another comment here just to make sure it's looking nice. Always have comments if you can for your things. It's good practice because people will like to when they look at it. Some people when they come along go, what does that do? And you have a comment there, it'd be great. The next bit is how can we output stuff to the console, which I'm going to show you. So again, standard library. Cout is what you're showing to the screen. So we do that. This is how you can put strings in. Is through quotation marks. So what's your name? Have a gap. Have another of these arrow operators and stuff like that. So, and then end L, which is basically a line break in essence. So another comment saying, oh, gone too far. Just saying how we can get the input from the user. And that's pretty easy really. It's just, there's various ways, but I think this is usually a better way of doing it. So standard sin, so you have C out to show and C in to go in. So, you know, self-explanatory to a certain extent. And now this is how you can show the input. So I'll scroll down a little bit. Add a little bit of personalized text. And the reason why I'm having this gap between the O and the thing is it just makes it look a bit nicer, because if I don't, it'll just look bunched up. So you add the variable name, which we have here. See, now it's realizing it. And then we add just an line to just make it look nice. So now, oh yeah, one last thing, we have to put a return to make sure it's 0, just to make sure it runs properly and stuff. So now if we save it and run it, I should just use this. See, what's your name? I'll put my name. Problem is, you just seen, as it would be a common issue, some people come at us, it just flashes through when it completes the program. So one way to stop that is just to add a simple system pause. So now if we run it again, put my name, should say hello Scott, and that's your basic program of C++. So I hope that's very useful. You can use it's quite useful. It's a very good structure to learn from. Your libraries, using namespace thing. So basically, if you're going to use that, you don't have to use this, but there are very good reasons which, if you want to know, I'm going to probably do further down the line. But to give you a quick understanding, it can cause conflicting in naming. So that's usually why I don't want to use it. Say like you have a massive file of using the standard library, then yeah, using this, because you can use it as a child. It's in global space here, global scope, and you can put it in it, and it would only work within your function or wherever you put it. So that's one way. This is a basic first introduction into variable types. So I'll be doing more of that later as well, and how to show input, output, get information, and how to pause the console things just a flash. That's just a thing for this. But yeah, thanks for watching, and goodbye.